One night, a stalker decided to come at night, mysteriously leaving a birthday cake outside of my house for my birthday and disappear not knowing who he was. Hanging out with friends has always been one of my hobbies. Well, hanging with friends eventually was what I would often do when I feel alone. I don't really do many things at home and usually prefer to be out with my friends. They are like my own family who would comfort my life completely. We often go out to movies and sometimes visit each other's home to hang out. That was how close we were. This is why I'm so close to them. My birthday landed on Saturday when the event took place. I invited almost all my closest friends. There were about 8 of them. 2 of my other friends couldn't make it because they have their own things to do, though they did happen to text me a happy birthday. I've gotten a lot of good gifts on my birthday. My best friend even bought me a pair of Nike shoes. What was even better was getting a dress which I knew my friend bought from Macy's because we had once gone shopping over there and I told her about the dress when I couldn't afford that time. It was a wildly happy and loving night because women would celebrate the craziest night when it comes to birthdays, beers, candies, foods, and you can say more. The party went extremely wildly all night. My friends even got so crazy that they burned the baked chicken for being too tremendously busy with the beer pong game. We laughed about it because everyone had been waiting for the baked chicken and at the end it got burnt. It wasn't until midnight my home doorbell came ringing out of nowhere. All of my friends were here with me chatting around the living room figuring out where we should go on the following weekend. We girls are travelers when it comes to making plans. At first, I thought it was my best friend Molly's boyfriend Jed, because he's usually the one always picking her up at my house when she needed a ride home. Everyone was loudly at the moment and I had left into the kitchen alone pouring myself a drink. Again, the doorbell rang again after a few minutes when everyone refused to check on it. Citing it wasn't their home, they were suggesting I need to open the door myself since it was my home. I placed my cup onto the counter before heading right over to the door trying to see who it was ringing the doorbell. The second I opened the door, I felt the cold wind blowing right on my face when there was actually nobody even standing outside of my porch. I step outside and go looking from left to right around the directions to see if anyone was playing a prank on me. Apparently there was nobody even around. The neighbors around mostly have all their lights off inside their home, only leaving their front porch lights on. My right foot bumps onto something lying on the ground when stepping forward. I look down at what I bumped. I found a birthday red box cake on the floor sitting about a foot away from the outside rug where my foot goes bumping into it. There was a freshly made cake inside the red box when I opened it while leaning forward on my back, seeing how it was beautiful and deliciously made. Such a wonderful, beautiful homemade white cake with "Happy Birthday to You" meaning to me. I have no idea who made this beautiful cake, but at the same time, I felt happy to have the cake. Well, of course, when you're young around the early 20s and you don't think before you do anything, I did take a minute to glance again around my neighbor to see who it was, but there was nobody. I even tried standing there by the door just waiting for the person who brought me this cake would pop out hiding from somewhere so I would know who it really was. After waiting too long, I thought I should just take the cake with me and go back inside of the house thinking that the sender may have already left. The other thought, I tell myself why anyone would even send me a cake on my birthday without saying anything. I keep thinking the cake was actually from one of my other friends who didn't show up, so she felt bad. She might have sent me the cake to make me better and will tell me the truth tomorrow that she was the one who sent it, which is what I am suggesting at the moment when locking my front door as I walk back to the kitchen. My home was at least one of the last few houses on the block still having lights on. It would be easy for the deliverer to drop off the package and leave quickly without being seen, just as other delivery people often do. I took the cake right into the kitchen feeling so excited to try to get a taste out of it. I was just too excited about the cake, wondering what flavor is made from the inside. Upon doing this, I have always said to myself that earning a cake was special for anyone's birthday. That was why I didn't bother much at the time though, because it is the same as having a birthday gift. My friends came to the kitchen to see what I was doing at the minute when I was gone from the living room for a while. They came to the kitchen and found me opening a new white cake. My friends were teasing me that it might be from a mystery boyfriend that I might have never told them about. We laugh and I joke along with them. For sure, I never had a mystery boyfriend before. I pull out a chef knife from the drawer and prepare to slice the cake. I was hesitating to slice the cake because everyone was laughing and cheering along. I then slice the cake open and suddenly have everyone becoming silent in fear, seeing something unusual which nobody expected. I drop the knife and scream loudly. The cake appears to have blood inside. The scent of blood can be smelled from where we were all standing, coming right from the cake. It was like whoever made the cake mixed blood with the strawberry pudding. We tossed the cake into the trash right away. I was devastated and scared, wondering who would even make such a cake like this. I was really terrified having to experience this during my birthday. We all tried to talk through the situation and find out if any of their boyfriends were involved or had something against me. Still, turns out none of them have anything against me, nor their boyfriends either, which they all said. Occasionally, only the 5 other of my friends and I were still single, but the rest of the others were not. I find it so strange stressing myself out dealing with this matter. It was very gross to see blood filled in a cake which was being decorated beautifully from around the outside. It may have been just some prank or someone who knew about my birthday from school. That was what we were suggesting. It wasn't until 3 in the morning that all of my friends were all leaving home after helping me clean up my house. We even threw out the trash outside that had the blood cake inside before they all had left. I then went to shower, then head right to bed afterwards. The next morning, I remember waking up so late around in the afternoon when I got out of the bed. I have even gotten more than 9 missed calls from my phone. I went to wash up my face before heading to the kitchen. I heard the doorbell ring at the second when I was about to reach the kitchen. Walking to the door, I looked through the peephole and saw a young girl with brown curly hair standing outside of my door. I opened the door and find the girl who was actually my next door neighbor. Her name was Joanna. I wasn't sure what she wanted at the moment, but she was telling me that she saw a stranger in the early morning digging through my trash outside, which occasionally never happens before. Joanna and I went around to the side of the house to check on the trash bin to see for ourselves. When we got there, I found the trash bin appearing left open. I can see the same trash bag I threw out last night. I unexpectedly tried to dig through it and found that the box of the blood cake from yesterday was missing. I told Joanna what exactly happened yesterday. She told me to be careful and never take things from the porch left by strangers unless I know who it was really from. Joanna then leaves back home. At the same time, I went back into my house. After washing my hand, I gave my friend a call telling her about what had happened this morning. She convinced me to call the cop and tell them about the situation. I said it wasn't a big deal, so if it happens again, then I'll try to call the cop next time. Later on that day, I went to the grocery store by myself because I was low on eggs and milk. The grocery store was located east, only less than 20 minutes away from home. I remember shopping in the store when coming to the bakery section looking at the cake. From that minute, all I could think of was the blood cake I found outside of my porch. Somehow, I had a feeling I was being followed. I feel like there was a strange older man in a dark green coat who was shopping at the far end by the vegetables section and kept eyeing me whether I knew him or not. His eyes were completely locked on me the whole time. He may have been around his late 40s. Even though I went to the juice section aisle, he kept following by staying a few distance away from me. When I got to the cash register, that stranger was even standing by the wine corner, eyeing at me. I tried to avoid him and focus on paying for my things to get out as fast as I can when I know he keeps looking at me. I got outside to my car after paying and I put all the things I bought inside of the trunk as quickly as possible. I then rushed into my car, panicking when starting the engine. I drove as quickly as possible to get out of the parking lot. I can see in my rearview mirror that the stranger was coming out of the store with his cart already, but luckily I was already leaving the plaza that minute. I got home and rushed into my house. After locking the door, I peeked out through the window if there was any strange car following me. I waited by the window for more than 10 minutes and there wasn't any unusual car coming by my block. I knew I was going out of my mind because of what happened yesterday. First thing I knew was to eat to get the stress weight off of my mind. I went to make some scrambled eggs for myself and had orange juice on the side. Just when I was finishing with my food, I got a text from my friend Kelly, who was also here with me yesterday. The text she sent contains a picture of the box of the blood cake from yesterday. I suddenly called her right away, knowing how shocking this appeared. She told me the cake was found sitting by her front door just when she got home from the spa like half an hour ago. I headed over to Kelly's house, which took about half an hour since her house was across the city from where I actually lived. When I got to her house, she was waiting outside for me already. She seemed panicking, like she was scared. We walk up to her doorway and find the blood cake box right on the front door. We decided to report it to the police. Unfortunately, after reporting everything, I told Kelly to stay with me for a few days just to be safe. A few weeks later, the police reported to us that the one who was doing it was a neighbor of Kelly. The neighbor had been secretly breaking into Kelly's home when she was not around and had stolen her agenda, which led him to knowing the exact date of my birthday. He was arrested, and a few weeks after Kelly moved out to come live with me. I hope in life people don't find strangers spying on them about birthdays. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the story. If you will be kind to help subscribe, like, and comment to help this content grow and fascinate other viewers to enjoy more stories which will be coming soon. Thank you again for watching.